Welcome to the warm-up. Hey everybody, I'm Neil Beasley, your host. Another great week of Texas high school football headed your way, but not before we get you warmed up. The schedule isn't as meaty as it was last week, but we still have some solid matchups. Let's preview some of those in the lineup. Biggest game of the week could be a small school rivalry out in Belleville. The Brahmas take on Sealy to open up 11 4A Division II district play. These two are just 15 miles apart and have been feuding ever since Eric Dickerson was toting the rock for the Tigers. Sealy's 4-1 this year with the lone loss coming in overtime. They're scoring at a rapid pace behind athletes Noah Washington and Elijah Sanders. Belleville is 2-3 on the year, but have played an unbelievable non-district schedule where they've taken their lumps. The Brahmas have been known as a powerful ground and pound team, but this year hasn't seemed as dynamic as it usually is. That could have something to do with the schedule they've played. Rivalry games? Hey, they're a different animal. Records, tendencies? Oh, throw them out the window. This one will come down to whichever team can ride their crowd's wave of momentum. Winner should have the inside track to a district title. 14-6A will have their de facto district championship game this Friday when Spring Westfield takes on Aldine Nimitz. So far, this district has left a lot to be desired. No one's really stood out except for one team, the Nimitz Cougars. They're 5-0, but they've beaten teams with below 500 records. This battle with Westfield, the perennial district champ, will do a lot in telling us what kind of squad Nimitz has. They have the playmakers on offense, with Albert Brown at quarterback, Malachi Augustus and Keelan Washam on the outside. Can they stop the Westfield offense? Usually that would be a simple no. The Mustangs have struggled to find an identity thus far on offense this season. It's been all Miles Dent behind center and not much else. They've only lost twice to two teams with a combined 11-0 record, but something just kind of hasn't felt right with the Mustangs. We'll see what happens when they take on Nimitz. Should be a pretty sweet matchup.
The warm-up is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Come in and test the all-new Silverado today. And by DQ for treats and eats before and after the game. Also by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
We caught up with another big-time athlete on the gridiron in this week's Recruiting Trail.
My name is Landon Rink. I'm looking for a coach that's going to get me to the next level, and I'm looking for a scheme that's going to be able to be transitioned to the next level as well, and just a great family environment and just a team bond. I just want to fit as a piece of the defense that can be moved around, and I want to be a team leader as soon as possible. I want to lead people. I want to be a big impact immediate. I would say on the field, I'm just a violent player that's going to run the ball every single time I can, and that's just going to destroy a team's offense. And off the field, I feel like I do the right things and I lead my team in the right direction. I want them to know that it's about to be a great 3 to 4 years in the future, and I'm about to put my whole life on the line every game for A&M. I want to finish this year with straight A's, and I want to try and get 20 sacks this year. It's going to be pretty hard, but that's my biggest goal. I just want to leave a legacy that no matter what happens, no matter what you start with, what you begin with, that you can do anything, you can accomplish anything.
The warm-up is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Come in and test drive the all-new Silverado today. And by Randall's, fresh foods, local flavors. Also by the UPS store. Be unstoppable.
We can't get our cameras to all the big games this week, so here's a preview of some other huge matchups in the hype. Last week, Summer Creek very well could have packed it in at halftime, called it a game, as they trailed number 2 ranked Atascocita 35-7 at the break. But what the Bulldogs did was show grit and heart. Came all the way back to take a 39-35 lead before eventually succumbing to the Eagles 42-39. What that did, though, was put the rest of the state on notice that Summer Creek is not going anywhere, to expect the Bulldogs to go deep in 6A Division II playoffs once again. Doesn't bode well for C.E. King because the Panthers are next on the schedule for Summer Creek. They're determined to get back in the win column. King beat the pants off Goose Creek Memorial last week as Deion Sims continues his offensive explosion this year. But Summer Creek, who was pretty run-oriented a year ago, has watched Blake Thomas develop as a solid signal caller. The Bulldogs will be a favorite in this one, but don't count out the perseverance of the Panthers. Texas City was one of last season's darlings on their gridiron, and they're off to a 3-2 start this year. They visit Richmond Randall at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. They're hoping to hold their ground against what could be the best 5A Division II team in the state. Randall has done everything right, and it helps that they have Landon Williams-Callis in the backfield scoring at will. But most haven't taken into consideration how dominant the Lion defense has been. They haven't given up more than 2 touchdowns a game this year. They've already taken out 9 5A's other big dogs. Win over Texas City would all but give Randall the district crown. The Stingarees pride themselves on defense. They're led by Xavier Skowron. In their 3 wins, Texas City has only given up 9 total points. But shutting down Sterling, Terry, and Baytown Lee a little bit different than handling the powerhouse of Richmond Randall. Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us. The coaches have spoken once again, so we leave you today with the latest 6A Coaches Poll. And you are now ready for some excellent Texas high school football again this weekend.